Twins Healing, and today I am going to be doing a reading for you for Twin Flames for the new moon. The full moon. The full moon is going to be this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, December 13th to 14th. And what's going to be happening with this full moon is that it's going to be the last super moon for the year, and it's going to continue with the themes of releasing and purging. If you've got anything left from the previous full moons, that's going to be coming up for you again with this last one. And you know, I know some of you may be groaning inwardly, and you know, I know some might be feeling drained because going through this purging and release process for some of you can be extremely draining, but it's a good thing. Because we are coming into the end of 2016, which is the year of endings, because it's a 9-year, and you know, the more that we release the things that are no longer meant for us, the better of a position we put ourselves in to start the new year, 2017, which is a 1 year, which is new beginnings. And from what I understand, we will still have the opportunity to continue the releasing and the purging through March of 2017, but the energy won't be there the same way that it is now. So this is the time to really work on bringing up whatever it is from the past lives, blocks, healing, whatever you need to do. This is really the time to bring it up and get it out, so that you're in the best possible place to start the new year. This reading is just a general reading for the twins. It's not specifically for the masculine or the feminine. So, you know, with all of my readings, take what resonates. You know, if it doesn't resonate with you, don't worry about it. Then it's not the message for you. So with this reading, it's different than most of my twin flame readings. Basically what I'm going to be talking about are the things that, you know, what should you look to be releasing, holding on to, what are the changes that you're going to be experiencing through this full moon, and what the lesson is going to be for you. So I'm going to get started. You might see with some of the cards, I pulled a clarifier card for some of them. Just to keep the time short on this video, I'm not going to talk about the clarifier cards because I don't need to. They're not really giving me any information that, they're basically just confirming for me what I got from the original card. So I don't really feel like I need to talk about them in any detail. So for those of you, if you're wondering why am I not talking about a card, that's why. It's not particularly relevant to what I'll be talking about. So the first card, this is what twins are going to be releasing with this full moon. And, or, you know, not just releasing, but what are the things in your life that you need to be letting go of? This card is the Coming Together card. It's a 2. And So right away, I know that some of you are going to say, what are you talking about? Why would we be releasing, coming together? And when I pulled this card and saw it, immediately what came to my mind was, it's not that you're going to be releasing, coming together. There's two things that I'm seeing happening. And you may be affected by one of these or both of these. One, I'm seeing that you are going to be releasing all of the things that are not in your highest good, that are preventing you from coming together. And so for the people that this applies to, you know what it is that is preventing you and your twin from coming into union. You know what the things are that you still need to work on. You know what the things are that you still need to release, whether it's a block, whether it's a belief system. You know what you need to do. So you're not releasing the idea of coming together. You're going to be letting go of all of the obstacles that are in the way to this. And these are obstacles that are self-imposed. They are things that are within you, not anybody else. The other way that I see this coming is that you are letting go of your attachment to the outcome. And I would say the majority of twins that are not together physically, or even those that are not even in communication with each other, there is absolutely an attachment to the outcome, and usually there's an attachment of the outcome of coming together and being in union with each other. And I see there being a releasing of the attachment to that outcome. So whether both of these things apply to you or just one of them, either way, that's a good thing for you to be releasing. That's not an easy thing to come to terms with and to let go of, but once you do, you're going to feel a lot more peaceful in your general situation. So that is the first card. The second card is, what is it that you need to hold on to during this full moon? What should you be retaining and keeping close to you? And this is the open up card. So one of the first things that came to me with this open up card, I see the light that's at the crown chakra area, and I feel like there are a lot of twins, particularly the masculine twins, that have been coming into a place where they are much more open to their spirituality and that spiritual connection. And anytime we have some really strong energies like we're going to be having with a full moon, sometimes that can really freak anybody out, if you're feeling really drained or tired or anxious, and that can cause them to shut things down, especially shut down new things that have been coming into their life. So it's really important to hang on to that spiritual connection, because it's a really good thing for them, or for you if you're a masculine watching this. And this can be feminine energies as well. I was just feeling that there's some masculine twins that need to hear that. But you need to keep that spiritual connection open. I'm also feeling like this card applies that there are twins that have opened up communication, or they've released blocks, and it's really important to make sure that you don't revert back to old patterns of maybe poor communication. You don't revert back to blocks that you've healed, or don't go back to those old negative thinking patterns. Because again, you know, I can see for some couples that when you're going through a period of release and purging, sometimes your twin can go silent, and that can bring up a lot of the past fears and trust issues and all kinds of things. Don't let that hurt the progress that has been made recently. So hold on tight to that. So the third card is, what will you be receiving, or what will be coming into your life? And the card that I got here was the Just Breathe. And with this card, you've got, what I feel is you've got a woman who is looking at, you know, either her higher self or her soul, you know, and really kind of seeing her for who she really is, her, you know, authentic self. And there's a peace. And I really feel like what's happening with this card is twins are going to be coming into a place of the self-love and the self-care. And part of that self-care is going to be letting go of a lot of the stresses in their life. You know, I think that there are a lot of twins, male and female, masculine and feminine, that are extremely drained and stressed out by the back and forth of the connection and not really sure what's going on with them. And what I'm seeing is going to be coming from this full moon is coming into more of a place of peace, because you are becoming more at one with yourself. And when you're more comfortable and at one with yourself, you're just able to go with the flow a little bit better, and just kind of able to give yourself a break more. Which again, that's a really good place for all of us to be in. So the next card that I pulled is the Control card. And so this card is representing how the world around you and your environment is affecting you. And I thought that this was a really, really interesting card that was coming up, because I feel like there's a really, like in some cases, the energy feels a little out of control lately. There's a lot of like frantic energy, and there's just a lot going on with the world. People are very emotional. I'm seeing in a lot of places that people have been in their ego a lot and acting in ways that they wouldn't normally behave. And I think, you know, specifically in the United States, but I know what has been happening in the United States, it affects other parts of the world as well. But what's happened with the election and what's happened since the election, and I'm not getting into crazy politics here, but I think that there is just a lot of uncertainty and confusion and just a lack of trust in where things are headed. And I think a lot of people are feeling like there's a lack of control. And because of that, I think it's kind of spilling over to people feeling like they don't necessarily have control of their lives, and you know, they're feeling much more emotional than they normally would, and so they're trying to get a tighter rein on their emotions. And so I feel like people are definitely lashing out a little bit more than they normally would, but it's also, I feel like it's a mask. I feel like it's not really you know, when people are lashing out or they're frustrated, like it's not who they really are. I think it's really more of a what's the word? It's an effect of what's going on around them with the uncertainty and the confusion, because there really is a lot going on. So that's just, you know, if you know, are feeling like your twin is maybe lashing out at you, or you feel like lashing out at your twin, and that's not normally how you interact with each other, I feel like that's what's going on. And not even just with your twin, I feel like this is happening in many aspects of people's lives right now. And I also feel like just with the hustle and bustle of the holiday season, there's so many holidays that are being celebrated, and people are just very, very busy. That, I think, also adds to a lot of what's going on. So the next card is what should you be giving to others during this full moon period? And the card that I pulled was the reaching out card. And particularly what I get from this is that the way that you should be giving to others is literally you should be trying to give as much of your time to other people as you can. And the way, you know, I can already hear people saying, well, I have no time right now. You know, I'm running myself ragged as it is. I feel like if you just really follow your heart and listen to your intuition with this, to feel like who needs you right now, and who do you feel led to devote a little extra time to, those are the perfect people to give your time to. And you don't have to do anything that is, you know, devoting an entire day to someone, but just letting a friend know that you're thinking about them, or a grandparent, you know, sending a card or doing something, just like, you know, a pay it forward type of gesture, but just giving a little bit of your time to the people in your life, so that you are just keeping those connections with people alive. Because what I'm getting from this is that you're going to end up feeling really good about the response that you get from those people that you invest your time into. So the next card is something that will begin soon, and I got the Observe card. And with this card, what's going to start happening for twins, and I feel like it goes really well with the beginning of this reading, is that there's going to be a lot of twins that are going to release the need to control or be attached to the outcome of their relationship. This card it's really all about a wait and see type of situation, and it's all about patience. I mean, I'm not sure how many times I've heard or used the word patience in a twin reading, but that is what this card is all about, is stepping back and exercising patience so that good things can come to you. And when we step back and release our trying to control a situation, that's when things tend to move in our favor. And so I did pull a clarifier card for this that I did want to share with you, because I feel like it wasn't so much of a clarifier for me, but it indicated that, you know, it was like a confirmation, more like, yeah, if you take a step back, the good things that are supposed to come to you will come to you. And so the card that I got when I asked for the clarifier was the World, which is all about joy and contentment, gratitude, the path toward enlightenment. So you'll be on the path to what you are desiring if you can just take a step back and just go with the flow and wait and see what the universe has in store for you, because it tends to always be something greater than what we could have ever imagined for ourselves. So the final card of this reading, which is what is the lesson that we'll be getting out of this? And the lesson is listen. And I feel like what's happening with this card is the lesson that we are going to be getting. It's all about being present and being in the present moment and learning how to shift our focus, so that we're not dwelling on the past and the woulda, shoulda, couldas. We're not projecting into the future and, oh, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? Or anything like that. We are exactly in the present, and focusing on what's happening in front of us right now. And I do feel like the listen card, you know, it is also about, you know, listening to people. You know, I feel like so often, you know, and this is like a very simple concept, when we are talking to people or listening to people and having a conversation, the person across from us will be talking and we are not listening to hear what they're saying. We are listening to respond to what they're saying. And there's a big difference. Because when you listen to respond to what someone's saying, you're thinking of what you are going to say back to them. You're not fully processing the things that they are actually saying to you. And I feel like that plays into this lesson of being present, because it's teaching you to, you know, silence the thoughts in your head and be present in what you're doing. If someone's talking to you, listen to them and actually hear what they're saying before you start to think of what you want to say back to them. And I feel like with this lesson as well, you know, it's teaching your mind to be quieter. And when we quiet our minds and we, you know, quiet the chatter that's going on within us, it really helps us to become more in tune with our intuition. And so I feel like all of those things together is what the lesson is going to be for us coming out of this full moon. So overall, I feel like there are so many really good points of growth that will be coming out of this full moon for so many of us. And like I said, there are going to be many people who are going to be experiencing additional purging and releasing, and I know that can feel like just a burden or a drag for some people. Try to put a positive spin on it, and look at it as, you are shedding the things that are no longer serving you and putting you in the best possible position for the upcoming year of new beginnings. So the process can be draining, it can be painful, it can be difficult, but it doesn't have to be. We can move through it with grace. Just knowing that we are learning really important lessons and that we are growing spiritually every time we go through it. So I hope that you found this reading helpful for you. If you are interested in a personal full moon reading, I will be offering them through Wednesday only. So today's Monday, through Wednesday only, for $45. You can contact me through my website. We just got my website up about a week ago. It's www.indigowingshealing.com, and there you can fill out a contact form and contact me to get that set up. And you don't have to be a twin flame to get one of my full moon readings. Anybody can benefit from one of these readings. You can find me also on Facebook, facebook.com/IndigoWingsHealing. I have a Facebook group, and you can find that information in the description of this video, as well as on my Facebook page. And I also, well, if you're watching this, I have my YouTube channel, so you're on it. So if you liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe, because the more subscribers I have, the more people can see my work. And I really enjoy doing these videos for you guys, so I'd like to be able to continue that for you. So, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you find it helpful. I will be hopefully adding my Twin Flame weekly reading within the next hour or so after I get this one up. I was traveling this past weekend, so I didn't get a chance to do it on my normal schedule. So that is coming, so keep a lookout for that. And other than that, I hope that you have a great week, and that this new moon brings you plenty of abundance and a lot of lessons and growth. So I will see you guys soon. Take care.